Hello everybody and welcome again to the second edition of RoversTalk. Today I'm joined by Tom Hall, a Rovers fan. Tom, how are you doing today?
I'm not bad, mate. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I just want to say before we go into it, the game on Sunday, Plymouth Argyle, it's going to be a big one. We'll be there to talk after the game to some of the fans. Please, if you want to say something, please come and find us. We're usually in the south stand, and yeah, we'll get you on and say whatever you want about the game. Hopefully, it'll be positive. And also, this has been recorded on the Friday, the 24th of March, and hopefully this will be out on YouTube on the tomorrow on Saturday. So let's get started. Because we've not really talked, we've not done an edition for about 2 weeks now. We've got a few games to cover. So let's go in order. Let's go with the first one, Crawley. It was a bit of a difficult one. You know, their keeper, who played a
Yeah.
blinder, saving John Marquis's penalty. 6 penalties
Mm.
that is now that we've missed over the season.
I
It's
was
not.
surprised Marquis took it. To be fair, I was surprised he was giving it because he's missed a few now. I'm sure he missed one in the EFL Trophy. I can't remember. I know he's missed a few in the league, but I'm pretty sure he missed in one of the shootouts as well. So I was surprised he was on it, to be honest, because
Yeah,
he's already bottled a few this season.
yeah, he has, and obviously it's not that much of an issue at the moment. We're 6 points clear at the top, but you know, had it gone another way, had we not scored that many goals in open play, it could have been a real issue. The 6 penalties that we missed, it could have been, you know, panic stations really.
Mm. Yeah,
Uh,
it's not ideal, to be honest. I mean, I suppose the positive we can take from that was we didn't lose and we still got the unbeaten home record, which is a good record to have. I think psychologically it gives us an advantage as well this far into the season. But I mean, to be fair, we should have been coming away with a win in the end. But obviously, we had to take a 0-0 draw.
yeah. Um, According to, you know, we couldn't get to the game, either of us, but according to some of the fans that I've seen post updates about it and their reactions, it was the keeper that basically kept Crawley in.
Yeah,
Apart from that, it was just, you know, an inspired performance by Glenn Morris, the keeper, and that's the reason why we didn't walk away with 3 points and we only got the one.
yeah. I
So
mean, these things happen, don't they? Really? I mean, you get keepers having blinders, especially with teams that aren't doing as well when they're needing the points to keep away from the relegation zone and everything.
yeah, precisely. The next game that came was the home game against Cheltenham. I was at that game, and what I thought about it, I thought it was fairly routine, fairly just a professional performance from
Mm.
Rovers. It was an easy 2-0 win. I didn't really see that
Yeah,
Cheltenham had a
I'd agree
problems.
with you to be honest. But to be honest, do you know what? Defensively, I didn't think we were that great in that game. I know we come away with a clean sheet, but there were just times. I think it just times at 0-0 and possibly even 1-0 where I thought we do need another goal here just to be safe because
Yeah,
defensively, we have maybe let in a few too many goals this season. But I thought attacking wise, we were very good, but defensively, I didn't think we were 100% that game.
yeah. I mean, fortunately,
But it's
Cheltenham they
still
didn't
a
have
win.
the forward presence to really do any damage on our
Yeah,
defensive mistakes. But that wasn't really the case. It was a bit different on the Tuesday night against Notts County. They made it pretty hard for us. They got the first
yeah,
goal.
early goal.
Yeah, and it was quite
Yeah,
a dogged outing for Rovers. They had to work hard for the 3 points. Eventually, it came, a 3-1 win. It didn't, on paper, it looked like it was an easy win, but it was far from it, really, wasn't it?
no, we did have to come from behind. I mean, it showed a bit of resilience from the lads, to be fair, which I thought was quite good to show that we are capable of doing stuff like that. Because they gave it a good go, Notts County, I thought, and I mean 3-1. It was only 3-1 because we ended up scoring in an open net because they were going for the draw.
Yeah.
So it was quite a close game, to be honest.
And I just want to pick up on the fact that Alfie May, in that game, I thought he played brilliantly. He
Oh, he
always
did.
does,
He
to be
was
honest. He's a
brilliant.
great asset to us now. And I think the only thing that you could possibly say about him is that he needs to add goals to his game.
Yeah, I think to be honest that'll come with experience and more game time. But I mean the amount of effort he puts in, he doesn't stop sprinting for 90 minutes. He's everywhere. I mean obviously it like comes off and everything, but whilst he's on the pitch he never stops. He's constantly running. And I think you see some players and they don't give it the 100% effort, but he does for like the whole time he's on.
Yeah, yeah, he's a great asset.
Yeah.
Like I said, a great find from Darren Ferguson to pick him up in non-league.
Yeah, it is a good find to be fair. I think, was it 100 goals in his last 2 seasons?
Yeah, something like that.
I can't remember where I got him from now, but yeah, 100 goals I think it was.
Yeah, and I think I saw somewhere where it described, Darren Ferguson was describing his work ethic. I think it's something like he had a building site, he owns a building site, and he's up every morning for that, like 4 a.m., and that's where he gets his drive, on the pitch, is how he works off the pitch as well, so you can tell he's a really determined character all round.
Yeah, very committed.
So
That's it, very committed.
so that went a 3-1 win. It was a good result for the Rovers. I thought about that. The next game came. I think the next game was Leyton Orient. That was it's tough to see Orient in their position. I guess it happened to us, and I just wanted to get your opinion on something. It was floating around social media that some of our fans were chanting a bit of negative abuse about the financial situation towards the Orient fans. I just don't think that's a really good image that some of the fans, they let the whole of us down. Because
You always get that minority in every football club that want to spoil it for everyone else, and it's just ridiculous to be honest. I mean, we want atmosphere and we want chants and everything, especially at away games, but you need some consideration. Like you said, we've been in that position and we know what it's like as well. So it's just a bit stupid, really. It's not something you want to be singing about.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they do get out of their situation and they don't, go into liquidation, because that would just be, you don't want to see that happen to any football team.
No, it's sad to be honest. It's sad how much their business run these days. But I mean, that's the way it's gone. But singing about it is, to be fair, some of our fans, they were passing money over for the funds that they're trying to raise for the club. So I mean, that kind of helps our image a little bit. But you always get that minority of people that just stupid.
Yeah. But on the pitch, it was a good story for Rovers. Two goals from John Marquis, a nice effort from Rowe, but I think the goal of the four came from a centre back. It was Matteo Baudry, and it was a great finish for a centre back. He's a great player, isn't he? Really.
Oh, he's done all right this season. Who did he bag against? Was he County he bagged against?
Yeah, it was. It was a nice header, that as well.
Yeah, good strong header as well. I mean, I wasn't at the Orient game, but I was at the County game. He scored two on the trot now. That's decent for a centre back, to be honest. They don't usually get on the score sheet as much, but yeah, he is a good player. He's grown into the role this season. I think he's got better as the season's gone on. I think everyone would agree with that, and I think he's led to our defence being a bit more solid this season than what it otherwise would have been.
And obviously he was an ex-Orient player, so when he scored, I think it was or it was either when he scored or when he came off, I don't know. He was given a standing ovation from all ends of the crowd.
Yeah, it's always nice to see that. I mean, I don't agree with fans booing their ex-players, to be honest. I think it's just a bit silly because, they were cheering him once and they've moved on for other reasons to test themselves at other clubs and stuff. And people move on. It's part of the game. So I don't understand why. I mean, you get these high-profile moves that are negative, but it's good to see, to be honest, support from both teams.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue that sometimes it is like they leave on bad terms players, and there's a reason for all the negative. Like, I'd say maybe the abuse that was given to Kyle Bennett from some of our fans.
When Portsmouth scored against us this season, I mean, he was giving it to the fans. He was asking for it, really. I mean, and the manner in which he left as well. So, you get these players, don't you, that leave on bad terms and it doesn't look good. But I mean, he got his comeuppance in the end because we came away with a win in that game.
Yeah. So, next thing is, it's the big one. Sunday, the game against Plymouth. It's the biggest 6-pointer I can remember in Rovers history, recent history. I was looking around, to see what some of the players have been saying, pre-match press sort of things, and they all seem to be really fired up for the game. With John Marquis has said that he wants to, he was speaking to the Doncaster Free Press saying that we owe them, for what they did, and in the reverse fixture. And Tommy Rowe was talking about to the club about how the squad can really thrive under pressure. What do you think about how well we work under pressure? Do you think that, because obviously it used to be something that we couldn't handle pressure, but now do you think that's a bit different?
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. Yeah, last season, I don't know how many it was, but the amount of times we conceded in like the last 5 minutes of the game, it was ridiculous. And I think this season we have completely turned that around, and we've shown our resilience in games to like both come from behind and grind out like 1-0 and 2-0 victories. I think we have done well in that sense this season, and with the home record as well. I think as we moved on through the season, that's given us a better advantage with each game, because I think psychologically it will be getting to the opposition thinking not one team's won at the Keepmoat this season in the league. And I think that has helped drastically. But we have ground out games this season and got the right decisions in the end and the right results.
Just going into... Actually, I just wanted to say about John Marquis. He's at the moment he's the leading goal scorer in the division. 23 goals he's on, with closely followed by John Akinde of Barnet on 21 goals. Do you think that do you see that John Marquis could be the top goal scorer for the division, or do you think that John Akinde will nab it?
Well, I think Marquis will do it, to be honest, because I think it's 75 goals we've scored this season, Doncaster, which is the most in the top 4 divisions of English football.
Yeah.
I mean, that's saying something. I mean, he's obviously contributed to quite a lot, but I think we're such an attacking force this season, scoring so many goals, that I think even if he's not scoring every single one of them, he's getting the assist. I think he'll win it, because we've scored that many goals this season. I can't see any reason why that should change with the form we're in.
And obviously there's a possibility of him getting into maybe getting into the 30s.
Well, is he on 24 this season so far?
23 he's on at the moment.
23, that's it. I mean, there's not too many games left, but there's no reason why not. I mean, he only needs a few braces and he's pretty much there. There's Plymouth, which is a big game, obviously, but we can beat any team in this league, and there's no reason why he can't get into the 30s. And I think it's a reasonable target for him, to be honest, this season.
And also talking about the team, we've got a few updates about possible returns. Lawlor, who he went off at half time against Orients with an injury, he is reportedly being he's cleared for action to come back into the sticks. I just wanted to get your opinion on obviously Marco Marosi had a great start to the season, but then he suffered that unfortunate injury. Who would you go with, and why do you think Lawlor should just come back into the team after Marosi's given that 45-minute performance?
Do you know what? I think both keepers for us have been outstanding this season. To be honest, I think they've been brilliant, and I think a good keeper is the key to winning a league. So, and it's healthy competition as well. So, I don't think it does actually matter which one we do go with, because I think they've both provided each other with good healthy competition. I think potentially Marosi, on the safe side, you don't want Lawlor to get injured and cause any further damage or anything. You want him to like be rested, maybe just be on the bench for the next game. I mean, no doubt both players can be up for a game against Plymouth. No doubt either could start, and I don't think it would make much difference which did start, to be honest.
I have to say something that I was particularly noted about Lawlor was his kicking, because recently the keepers that we've had, I don't know if it's just me, but always in every game they have that either a couple of goal kicks where it just goes into the stands, and you're just thinking like, how come you can't just kick it normally into the middle of a pitch? Like, the pitch is wide enough, surely. And I've always thought that we've had keepers that had an issue with kicking. But I was really impressed with Lawlor's kicking there. I don't know if you picked up on that or anything. It was just something that I thought.
Do you know what? Yeah, now that you've mentioned it, to be fair, I completely agree with you. Marosi, I would say Lawlor's kicking is better than Marosi's, to be honest. He has played some brilliant long balls up from goal kicks this season so far, I think. We tend to do that thing where all players move over to one side of the field, and I've never really agreed with it because we've never got anywhere with it, but now we've actually got a keeper that kicks. I think we've found a little bit more success with that system, and I would completely agree with you on that one. I think his kicking has been quite good.
And just to go over briefly, Paul Keegan looks set to miss out through injury, but two players that are set for in contention of returning is McCormick and also Aaron Taylor-Sinclair, both having suffered long-term injuries. Do you see them coming into the game for Plymouth, or do you see Fergie sticking with a team that he's got results in the past 5 games and just going with what if it isn't broken, don't fix it?
Personally, yeah, I don't think you could have said it any better, to be honest. With them being out for so long, they're not going to be fully match fit, even if they've played in reserve games. And for such a big game, there's no reason why Fergie shouldn't start the defenders that have played this season, because they have done a good enough job. Because I mean, the results have shown themselves in the league table. I mean, we're top of the league. They're more than capable of being up for a game against Plymouth. And with ATS and McCulloch being out for so long, it's probably a bit of a risk actually playing them.
And then obviously I spoke about keepers earlier. One keeper that isn't going to set for a real frosty reception is Plymouth's Luke McCormick. I mean, it's almost guaranteed, isn't it? He's going to get abuse from the home fans.
I mean, the past is a past, and we're moving on. It's a difficult one, really, because of the circumstances. But I mean, it wasn't helped by that whole steward situation, was it? On social media, no. Between us and the fans and Plymouth. So it will be interesting because his actions in the reverse fixture, it was just uncalled for, wasn't it, really? It wasn't needed.
No. And, it was Mandeville with the penalty. He's a young lad, and he hasn't taken too many penalties in his career. And for someone, of Luke McCormick's experience, you'd think that maybe you'd have a little bit more class when you've seen, a young kid miss a penalty like that. You don't just get in the face of them. And that obviously sparked off the Coppinger red card. And although you could say, Coppinger shouldn't have got involved, he shouldn't have put his, hands in his throat. Really, it's just that lack of class shown by McCormick that kicked everything off.
At the end of the day, Cops is the captain. I mean, he's always going to be there for any Rovers player. And it was just unnecessary. I mean, Mandeville, he's still a teenager. I think he might be 20. I'm not entirely sure, but. And it's just not needed. He's a young player starting out his career, and he's missed a penalty, and it's ridiculous. There's just no point in it. Like you say, McCormick is an experienced player, and he should be showing more class than that. It's not on, really.
So, what do you think is going to happen on Sunday? What do you think the score will be, and what are your predictions?
Personally, I see it being a tough game. I'm not going to be there, to be honest. I'm working, I can't get it off. But I think I could see us going behind, to be honest, but I do think we will come away with 3 points. I could see it being maybe 2-1 or something close like 3-2, where we do have to really grind it out and fight for it. But I do think we'll come away with 3 points. I mean, that'll leave us quite far clear at the top if we get a win. And I think that's I mean, it'll be 9 points clear at the top with 7 games to go, is it?
Briefly, because I don't think we'll get a chance to do another Rovers talk before then. The Grimsby game, that's another important game in itself. You know, it's a local-ish derby, the most local in League Two, and if result doesn't go our way against Plymouth, then surely you have to look at Grimsby as the pinnacle moment in our season.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, to be honest. I mean, everyone loves a derby. The fans are always more up for it. I think I'm not entirely sure how many tickets it is we've
I
sold,
think it's
but
just over
I heard
1,000 or maybe 1,000 that have been sold.
yeah, I heard the other day there weren't many left. There's something like less than 100 left or something.
Yeah.
It's probably sold out now, but yeah, we're getting to that point in the season where every game's like a cup final. And I think with it being a derby as well, I think that'll be a really exciting game. And if we don't get the result against Plymouth, that gap could potentially only be 3 points, and it makes the win just as more important.
Yeah, definitely. So that was it for today. Thank you, Tom, for getting involved with this and helping me out with this, giving your words. I will leave links to your social media if you want to comment on any of Tom's views, have a discussion with him or anything. And hopefully we'll get another one done just probably after the Grimsby game. As a sort of season closer edition. Thanks, Tom, for again. Thank you for giving your words, mate.
No problem, mate. Cheers.
And yeah, we'll see you soon. Please like this video if you did enjoy it, and if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the YouTube channel. We'll try and get as much content out as possible. And also, if you're already subscribed, then click the little alarm logo on the page, because that will give you alerts to when Rovers Fan TV does upload. It helps me a lot, and it'll help you find out when videos are coming out for us. Okay, thanks guys. We'll see you soon.